Hey everyone, and welcome back to Rocky Watches Movies. This is part 2 of our look at what happened to the Bond girls of the Connery era. We have 10 more stunners to get through in this video, covering the films all the way to 1983's Never Say Never Again. So grab your martini, shaken not stirred of course, and let's get started. Barbara Carrera delivered a scene-stealing, gloriously over-the-top performance as Fatima Blush in the 1983 non-Eon film Never Say Never Again. As the psychotic, seductive and flamboyant Spectre assassin, she created a memorable and entertaining villainess, with a fiery exit that lives in infamy. For her performance as Fatima Blush, Carrera received a Saturn Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress. Born in Nicaragua, Carrera began her career as a model, gracing the covers of Vogue, Cosmopolitan, and twice posed for Playboy. She gained wider recognition in the epic film The Island of Dr. Moreau in 1977. Following her iconic Bond role, Carrera continued a successful career in film and television. She starred in the primetime soap opera Dallas as Angelica Nero, and has appeared in That 70s Show and Judging Amy. She also pursued painting, establishing herself as a respected artist. Now aged 80, she has remained a beloved figure at fan conventions, celebrated for bringing such unabashed explosive energy to the Bond world. Luciana Paluzzi stole every scene as Fiona Volpe in Thunderball, the ruthless, seductive Spectre assassin. Her confidence and deadly prowess made her a formidable and memorable adversary. An established Italian actress, Paluzzi had already appeared in numerous European and Hollywood films before Bond. After Thunderball, she continued a successful international career in film and television, appearing in horror sci-fi film The Green Slime from 1968, The $6 Million Man TV movie The Solid Gold Kidnapping from 1973, and TV series Hawaii Five-0. She later settled in the United States, making occasional film and convention appearances. She is still going at the grand old age of 88. Claudine Auger brought elegance and depth to Domino Vitale in Thunderball, the mistress of the villain Emilio Largo, who becomes Bond's ally and love interest. She was crowned Miss France Monde in 1958 and used her pageant success to launch an acting career. Before Bond, she was under contract to Columbia Pictures and studied at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art in London. Fluent in multiple languages, she enjoyed a prolific career in European cinema for decades after Thunderball, starring in numerous French, Italian and German films. She also appeared in the horror film Black Belly of the Tarantula from 1971. She continued acting until the early 2000s and was a cherished guest at Bond events. Claudine died in Paris, France in 2019 at the age of 78. Akiko Wakabayashi played the resourceful and brave Japanese Secret Service agent Aki in You Only Live Twice from 1967. Notably, Aki is one of the few Bond girls who shares a genuine professional partnership with 007, and in a twist, meets a heroic but tragic end protecting him. A major star in Japan since the late 1950s, Wakabayashi appeared in numerous Japanese films, including several by director Ishiro Honda, such as King Kong vs. Godzilla from 1962 and Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster from 1964. Her role in You Only Live Twice made her an international icon, but she only had a few roles after, including a part in TV show Shirley's World from 1971 before she retired. Since then, she has lived a very private life away from the public eye, but at 86 years old, her legacy as a stylish and capable Aki endures. Karin Dor portrayed Helga Brandt, the treacherous Spectre agent and pilot in You Only Live Twice. After failing to kill Bond and attempting to trap him, her character meets a savage ending when Blofeld drops her through a trapdoor into a pool of piranhas. A prominent star of German cinema in the 1960s, she also appeared in the Alfred Hitchcock thriller Topaz from 1969 and cult films like The Torture Chamber of Dr. Sadism from 1967. She worked frequently with director Harold Rennell and was married to him for a time. After You Only Live Twice, she continued her film career in Germany until 2015. In July 2016, Dor fell backwards onto concrete after being accidentally hit by a woman with a pushchair, suffering a head wound and brief memory loss. Although initially thought minor, she later developed problems. Her condition deteriorated and she died in a care home in late 2017, aged 79. Mie Hama played Kissy Suzuki, the deep-cover operative who poses as a pearl diver and becomes Bond's wife in a faux ceremony in You Only Live Twice. She was originally cast as Aki, the lead female role, but swapped parts with Wakabayashi after struggling with English. Like her co-star Wakabayashi, Hama was a giant of Japanese cinema, starring in multiple Godzilla films, including King Kong vs. Godzilla and King Kong Escapes. She continued a prolific acting career in Japan on film and television into the 1980s. She left acting in favour of a normal life that saw her write 14 books, become a television and radio host, champion folk art and the preservation of traditional farming. Aged 82, Hama's dual legacy as a film icon and activist makes her one of the most fascinating Bond girls. Jill St. John brought wit, glamour and a touch of vulnerability to Tiffany Case, the diamond smuggling expert in Diamonds Are Forever from 1971. As the final Bond girl of the Connery era in his official Eon films, she held her own alongside a more world-weary 007. A child actress turned Hollywood starlet, St. John was a familiar face in 1960s television and film, appearing in The Lost World from 1960 and Come Blow Your Horn from 1963. Her vibrant personal life, including high-profile relationships, often made headlines. After Bond, she continued acting in TV movies and series like Heart to Heart, alongside her future real-life husband Robert Wagner, and made an appearance in an episode of Seinfeld. She has since become known as a chef, even publishing cookbooks and hosting culinary events. Still active and glamorous at 85, Jill St. John represents the enduring, multi-talented spirit of the Bond girl. Kim Basinger brought a unique blend of vulnerability, defiance, and sensual glamour to the role of Domino Vitale in the 1983 film Never Say Never Again. At the time of her casting, she was a rising star, known primarily as a model and former Breck girl who transitioned to acting with roles in films like Hard Country and The Man Who Loved Women. Her career skyrocketed shortly after her Bond appearance. She delivered iconic performances in the 1980s. Who Can Forget 9½ Weeks? She won critical acclaim for her role in The Natural from 1984, and most notably as Vicky Vale in Tim Burton's Batman. The pinnacle of her career came in 1998, when she won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for her searing performance in LA Confidential. Beyond acting, she had a high-profile marriage to actor Alec Baldwin and a significant involvement in animal rights activism. While the 72-year-old has worked selectively in later years, her status as an Oscar-winning Hollywood icon is firmly cemented. Tania Mallet played Tilly Masterson, the vengeful sister of Jill Masterson in Goldfinger from 1964. Her character's attempt to avenge her sister's death, only to meet a tragic end, added another layer to the film's glamour. Mallet was primarily a successful fashion model, one of the most famous in Britain during the 1960s, and Goldfinger was her only major film role. She chose to return to the modelling world after her brief cinematic venture, enjoying a long and prosperous career in front of the camera for top fashion magazines. She later moved into the business side of the industry as a modelling agent, Mallet made rare convention appearances in later years, always expressing fondness of her single iconic contribution to the Bond legacy. Mallet just happens to be screen royalty Helen Mirren's cousin, who described Mallet in her autobiography as impossibly beautiful and kind. She passed away in 2019 at age 77. Molly Peters made history as Patricia Fearing, the resort physiotherapist in Thunderball from 1965. Her role was notable for being the first Bond girl to appear topless in the series, in the original cut, not the one we get to see today. Peters appeared in Playboy in the November 1965 issue. Her appearance was part of a pictorial essay titled James Bond's Girls by Richard Maybaum, which featured many of the girls topless. Peters' acting career was brief but memorable. After Thunderball, she starred in a handful of films, including Don't Raise the Bridge, Lower the River from 1968, before stepping away from acting in the early 1970s. She died in 2017 at age 75. And that's a wrap on the legendary women of the Sean Connery era. From deadly assassins to brilliant agents, they defined glamour, strength and style for a generation. Who was your favourite Bond girl from part 2? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss our next adventure. Until next time, bye for now.